Annapurna Base Camp, April 22nd to May 5th, 2017. Day 1, 22nd April 2017. Kathmandu to Pokhara, 200 kilometers, 7 hours by bus. We arrived in Kathmandu on the evening of the 21st from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Had dinner at Medina restaurant. Got up early for the 7-hour, 200-kilometer bumpy bus ride to Pokhara. We drove along the Trishuli River originating from Tibet. Arrived in Pokhara mid-afternoon. I loved the fish and the rice we had along the way. The afternoon was free to explore Pokhara. The lake was beautiful. That evening we had a group dinner that was delicious. During dinner it rained so hard we had to move indoors from the rooftop. Day 2, 23rd April. Pokhara, Nayapul, Ulari, 1,950 meters. After early morning breakfast, we took another bus for an hour and a half, bumpy ride to Nayapul. This is where we commence our trek to Beritanti, Sudami, and Tehi Hunga. At about noon, we entered the Annapurna Conservation Area. We passed through some villages. The houses were on the hillside and fields were terraced. Even though the wheat fields were small, it was colorful. We had lunch at Gandaki, or fried rice, and had time to play with the children. It was a good 6-hour trek to Ulari. Day 3, 24th April, Ulari, Goripani, 2,850 meters, 6 hours trekking. After a good breakfast, we began trekking through the rhododendron and oak forest. Walked past villages where older women would ask where we were from. These are the villages of the famous Gurkhas that have served in the British Army, and they have served in Malaysia. Whenever we pass a horse train, always get on the mountain side of the trail. Plenty of horse and donkey trains. In one village, I saw a most beautiful cat sitting in a tree. When we finally got to Goripani, we had to climb 3 flights of stairs to the dining room. Day 4, 25th April. Poon Hill, 3,210 meters to Goripani to Gandruk, 8 hours trek. All woke up about 4 a.m., had a light breakfast, and started the 45 to 1 hour walk up Poon Hill through a rhododendron forest. I had no idea what waited for us on this hill. From the grassy top of the Poon Hill was an unobstructed panoramic view of the Himalayas from the western Dolpo and Dhaulagiri, 8,172 meters, to the Annapurna Range in the north, including Machapuchre, Fishtail, and on the Manaslu, 8,163 meters in the northeast. To the south, the misty slowly rises from the flatlands towards India. The view was one of the most beautiful sights I've ever seen or will ever see on earth. Pictures cannot justify the view from Poon Hill. I can only give one small interpretation. The eastward track to Tadapani crosses numerous bridges all along, up and down steps, thousands of steps. The rhododendron tree is beautiful. The bloom looks like the forest is red. The hills look like a Chinese painting. The tops are misty, and there'll be a lone pine growing at an impossible ledge, or just one rhododendron tree growing on the side of a barren hillside. Hope the pictures will give you one small interpretation of what I saw. As we walk away from Goropani, we can see the long trail to Poon Hill. Over the years, trekkers have stacked up rocks to look like stupas along the trail. I don't think any of us stacked up any stones. We had to stop to allow hundreds of goats to come down from the higher pastures. There were literally hundreds of goats sure-footedly going down the steep road back to their home. Day 5, 26 April. Kandruk to Chomrong, 2,110 meters, 6 hours. Machapuchri, Fishtail, a mountain that has never been conquered, and every expedition has been lost and never been found, is always in our view. This is a very undulating section, lot of stairs, long up and down, passing through villages, very friendly people. Love to see the houses on really steep terraces used to plant different staple crops. Looks very difficult to cultivate anything. It was a relief after so many stone steps up and down the valley to have a gentle climb to Chomrong where we overnight. Again, it rained all along the way. Day 6, 27th April, Chomrong 2,170 meters to Dureli 3,230 meters, 8 hours. There must have been more than 3,000 uneven stone steps up and down the valley, mostly uphill to Sinawar. We're entering an area from Sinawar to Annapurna Base Camp, and there was a huge sign requesting all trekkers from to refrain from taking any chicken, pork, beef, or buffalo in this special management zone due to ancient beliefs, holy temples, and natural sacred mountains. If so, calamities and personal accidents may occur. Please follow specific instructions and traditions. There was a very special poster on my door. Don't know what it means, but it was interesting. On some crossings, there were on the side of snow-covered hillside and a fast-flowing, freezing river on the bottom of the hill. No one slipped. All was safe. It just rained all the way, and some people were wet and shivering by the time we got to Dureli. We were supposed to stop in Bamboo, but we pushed on to Dureli. That made a lot of people very tired and very cold. Day 7, 28 April, Dureli, 3,230 meters to ABC, 4,130 meters. Most of the way we were in a valley. One side are mountains covered with snow and ice, and the other a cliff. It is starting to get a bit chilly, but the walk kept us quite warm. There was a cliff close by. There was a statue of Buddha, or at least it looked like a statue. If it was done by a pilgrim, it would take a long time to chisel out a statue on a cliff. Again, Machapuchre or fishtail was always in view. As we trekked in the valley, I felt so small next to the mountains. It was in this valley that I really felt I'm part of the Himalaya. Crossing some snow-covered trails, at last we were on the way to ABC. The stream that we were following would sometimes disappear under ice and snow. We reached Annapurna Base Camp, and beside it was a shepherd's summer hut in the high mountains. No rest at MBC. We pushed on to ABC. We were way over the timberline, walking on the snow, when Machapuchre appeared against the blue sky. It doesn't look anything like the fishtail we see from Pokhara or from Poon Hill. So majestic. As we trek up the valley towards ABC in the snow, it feels like an adventure. You can see a blue roof about 3 or 4 kilometers up the valley, and we were told that is ABC. That gave me the extra boost to walk faster towards the goal. The great Captain Perry and I made it to ABC 4,130 meters at 4:15 p.m. It felt good. Slowly the rest of the team made it up. One by one, each one felt elated. By 6, we were still missing about 4 or 5. Gunnison sent down 2 porters with extra jackets and water. It was a relief to see our last 2 finally made it to ABC. One was so tired, but she had the courage and spirit to keep going, and the other was so sick with stomach ailment from drinking untreated stream water, but had the courage and strength to walk to ABC. They arrived at 6:30. It takes courage, strength, and dedication. I really admire the last few to see the determination to make it up ABC. Well done, mates. Day 8, 29th April. Annapurna Base Camp, back to Bamboo, 7 hours. We overnight in ABC. The mountains surrounding ABC were beautiful. Pictures after pictures were taken of the mountains and the valleys. Cannot do justice to the beauty of nature. Had a good breakfast, and we traced our steps back down to Bamboo. Day 9, 30th April. Bamboo, 2,310 meters to Hinudanda, 1,760 meters. 6 hours. Even though we're descending 600 meters, it sure feels like we're going uphill and more stairs. However, the rhododendron flowers made it easier going up and down the stairs. It was worth it to see the flowers. Seeing the valley and the village across the valley makes one think some crazy thought like, why not jump across? So close and yet so far. There was a coffee house in the middle of a village that made it so nice to stop and have some coffee and some fried rice with some of our mates. So kind of Datin Maliga to treat us to coffee. At about 4, we can see our tea house way down the valley near the river. Day 10, 1st May, Hinudanda to Nayapul, to Pokhara. Our oldest member and our youngest member needed a horse to bring them back due to fatigue. We walked through farms. We saw some fig trees, but it was not fit for human consumption. Finally, we made it to Veritante, where we decided to take a bus to Pokhara. Had a small lunch there. Good decision to take the bus to Pokhara. Day 11, 2nd May, Pokhara to Kathmandu. We overnight in Pokhara and took the bumpy bus ride back to Kathmandu. Day 12, 3rd of May. We're back in Kathmandu. We rested one night, and then on the 12th day, on the 3rd of May, it was a free day to explore. I joined Momo, Sam, and Sin to visit Bhaktapur. Bhaktapur is about 13 kilometers from Kathmandu. The power of Bhaktapur is from the very beginning. It lays on the trade route between Tibet and India. This position on the main caravan route made the town rich and prosperous. Bhaktapur is listed as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO for its rich culture, temples, wood, metal, and stone artwork. This is supported by the restoration and preservation efforts of German-funded Bhaktapur development project. Nepal was hit by two major earthquakes, one in 1934 that demolished several buildings that were never rebuilt. Again in 2015, damaged 116 heritage in the city. Of them, 67 were completely damaged and 49 suffered partial damage. The recent earthquake was badly damaged the Dabur Square, a significant heritage site included in the UNESCO World Heritage List. When we visited Bhaktapur, there were evidence of rebuilding, but it would take a long time and a lot of money to rebuild the town.